retailers, and we were about our business when the ObamaCare passed, and then there were some challenges, and the Supreme Court kind of made the ruling that it was a tax, and it was after that point that our legal counsel came and let us know what the ramifications of that were for our family, with the 20 contraceptions that are mandated, 4 of those being abortive in nature, which he knew was something that would violate our own conscience. So that's when we realized that we had no other option but to file suit. So the family had a meeting and sat down, and everybody got to have some input and what their thoughts were, and ultimately came out with a unanimous decision that we were going to have to file suit because it was just something that we did not feel we could do, in essence, become abortion providers for our employees. That is what the mandate requires, is that we fully pay for and provide drugs that could abort a baby. So that's what led us to filing suit.
Now, you could have, the decision, you recently received a ruling in your favor. Was it by a federal judge?
Yes, the very first case was at the local level in federal court, which we were denied an injunction, which is just a temporary timeout while a lawsuit is working through the system. And that was originally denied, went to the 10th Circuit, was denied. Then Sotomayor, who oversees the 10th Circuit's decision, decided not to rule and kind of sent it back to the 10th Circuit. So we went back to the 10th Circuit, and they made some ruling that was in our favor, that sent it back to the local judge, who ultimately gave us our injunction. So most recently, we were given the injunction that we were originally denied, which again lets us indicates we don't have to pay any fines while the suit is working its way through the courts.
Steve Green with us. He's the president of Hobby Lobby, based out of Oklahoma City, a national retail chain. They decided as a family, a Christian family, and they decided, listen, we can't go along with Obamacare if it forces us to pay for abortifacients for our employees, and so we're just going to go to court and fight back. And that's what they did, and he just explained, Steve did, how that process worked and where they are with that, and took a lot of boldness and conviction, Steve, for you and your family to do this. I mean, you were risking what you're risking. I read something about if you were forced to pay fines for not complying with Obamacare, it'd be upwards of $1 million a day. Is that right?
Yeah, there's a calculation. It's $100 per day per affected employee, and if we were to take all of the employees and lives that are on our health plan, which is some employees don't take our health plan, some of them do, and they've got dependents that are covered as well. There's about 13,000, and when you take the $100 per day, if you applied it to all 13,000, you're at 1.3 million a day. Now, I don't know that it's clear that $100 applies to everyone, but if it did, that would be $1.3 million a day that the fine would be, which is kind of the potential exposure that we were facing.
Where does this go now?
Our understanding is that the government was going to appeal the decision that the 10th Circuit made. And as I understand, the decision the 10th Circuit made was that we can exercise within our company religious rights, and we have those, which is what caused the local judge to realize, well, if that's the case, then you most likely will win, therefore I will give you the injunction. So it's the 10th Circuit or the government that is most likely going to appeal that 10th Circuit decision to the Supreme Court. That's what they told us was their plan, and so we're just waiting for them to make that filing.
Steve, what kind of support have you gotten? I know you've certainly gotten some pushback from certain sectors, but from the Christian community, have you have they supported the decision? This is, I mean, it's a pretty courageous stand you and your family have taken. So what's it been like?
Well, everywhere I go, wherever I'm out, if I'm speaking somewhere or at a event of some sort, there's been a lot of support. We're hearing from a lot of different people. A lot of people are in the same position in the business community, and they're kind of watching our case because they just don't feel like that they can take this battle on themselves, and are supporting us. We had a lot of people say they're praying for us. So the support has really been overwhelming, and we're very appreciative of all the prayers and the support that we've gotten.
You know, the idea that the federal government and representatives from the Obama, I guess it's the Justice Department going after you, isn't it?
We just refer to the government. They're representing the government, the attorneys that are arguing the government side and the HHS mandate.
This, folks, I just want to. I'm speaking for Tim here, and I'm not speaking for Steve or Ray, but they might agree with me. The idea that President Obama and his team would force private companies to pay for abortions through abortifacients, these drugs that induce abortion, or either they're going to slap them with a fine of a daily fine. This just goes to show you what a man we're dealing with here, and what an administration we're dealing with here. They would insist on this. This is wrong. It's morally wrong. It violates the Christian religious freedom the Constitution guarantees. And it's just, they need to back off. But this just shows you how radical Obama is when it comes to abortion. He has you can't reason with a guy, and he doesn't respect religious freedom, and that's what we're dealing with here, and that's why Steve has to hire attorneys to defend his company on something like this. And Steve, I know I preached a sermon there. But in a minute and a half, but I just feel so strongly that this is so wrong, what they're trying to do to corporations like Hobby Lobby and others. I hope you win. And so you don't know what's the next step as far as the dates and all that stuff?
Well, the local judge had given the government until October 1 to either make that appeal, or they needed to let him know, because if they didn't, then we would actually go to the merits of the case, or the actual suit, which would be heard in his case. So the government, the ball's in their court to make the move, and they've got till the judge gave them till October 1.
What are their lawyers saying? How do you justify this in court? Why? What kind of argument are they making?
Well, I think that their argument is that it is best for women, in a very general sense, to provide all 20 contraceptives that are mandated. And, of course, we're talking about 4 of the 20. We offer the 16, so it's not the contraceptive piece, it is the abortive piece that is problematic for us. And so their argument is that, these are prescriptions that are needed for women for their betterment, for their health going forward. That's kind of the argument that they give.
Yeah. Well, Steve, listen, thanks so much for your convictions and your time, and you're fighting this. You're fighting this not only for Hobby Lobby, but for others. I know that you mentioned earlier, smaller companies maybe who don't have the resources to defend themselves in the way that you're able to do. So on behalf of the listeners here at American Family Radio, we want to say keep it up, and we'll pray for you, and let us know how it goes.
We appreciate it, and we will continue to fight the fight that we feel like God's put us in, and we will see where it goes.
And look forward to your Christmas ad in the newspaper.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not talking about the ad where they tell us how their products are on sale. I'm talking about the full page ads that Hobby Lobby, Ray, you've seen on Hobby Lobby does.
Oh yeah,
Christmas and Easter, and it's a full page ad. It's nothing more than the Christian message.
You know, we throw the word hero around loosely, but Steve Green, his family, they are true American heroes.
Absolutely. Pray for them, folks, because that's a big decision they made. And if the government wins and they're able to slap these $1 million a day fines on Hobby Lobby, it'll put them out of business.
Yeah, this battle's not over yet.
Yeah.